Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the technical trader. At thetechtrader.com, it's Thursday night, and it's June the 4th. Well, an ugly day on Wall Street, and a lot of stocks went down, but there were quite a few stocks still moving up, and we traded them nicely. We also had a good day trading some of the ultra shorts on the short side, along with the SCO. So, in the right stocks, it's a stock pickers market, no matter what the market's doing. ADSX continues to be a monster. If you take a look at the pattern, you'll see that since the breakout, it's literally gone up more than tenfold. But now, running still, and this is a little 3-day consolidation pennant, if you will. If we can get this to pop through 29.5, you can see 32.5 pretty quickly, and maybe secondary target near 39.40, which we've been talking about all along since it was in the teens. CRR, this base is perhaps complete today with a pop through resistance. Now it closed a little bit above it, didn't really explode today, up 75 cents, but we'll take it and we'll see if we can get an extension. My target's 51. DSKX, fairly thinly traded stock, but 1.6 million traded, the biggest volume in a long time. Here's the base, the breakout, the pullback, and the wave 1, 2, 3, and 4. The fifth wave is underway. We may see this get to upwards of 3.25 or a half, maybe even more short term. EHIC with the base breakout and spike from the tight wedge, 3-day little mini tight coil here, and then boom. Now, after being a new issue and all of that, the stock may have some more room to go, but I prefer to see a pullback consolidation after maybe perhaps a little bit higher. Short-term target around 20, and then we'll see what happens. FEYE spiked up to 49.69 and then backed off, but after hours up yet again on talk of cyber hacking the U.S. government. You can see the stock exploded after hours. It's held up around 48.75 after closing at 47.95. So an additional 80 cents, but more importantly, it's at multi-year high territory, and I'm looking for this to be 51 and then 56. GWPH, after popping 2 days ago and pulling back on a tight inside day yesterday, today popped 382 at 3.2%. His volume picked up. This one looks to me like if it gets across this 126 3/4 range, you can see that run into the 140 and 150 zone. Halzyme's broken out of late. There's a key resistance taken out of the last couple of days. Looking at the weekly chart, you'll see that the spike in 2014 or so was taken out. And now the long-term chart points to something near 30. We put it out as a swing trade today with a target closer to the 24.5 zone, and then we'll see if it gets up to 29.30. HRTX is exploding. Now it had an inside day today, but I wanted to show you the pattern because 2 days ago when it popped, it was followed by an inside day, and then exploded yesterday. Today, very narrow inside day. Now perhaps it's forming some kind of new rising channel, a tight one at that, and so my next target is 29.30. Immunogen also consolidating bullishly for 3 days, holding the 13.5 range. And that would be my very short-term support. If it holds there, we could see a run to close to 18 and then 22 and 22.5. Juno's been great, extremely volatile this year to say the least. And you can see how that stock has acted since the IPO. Explosive move, pullback, long run up, pullback, and now another very explosive move. The best since the post-IPO days, and it's now challenging its post-IPO highs, which was reached right here at 66. Now tomorrow we get through 66, we can run towards 70. Lake. Looking at the overall chart pattern, this looks like a nice little coiling wedge, breakout mini wedge, or consolidation above the moving averages while they were turning around. And today it exploded for $1.12 or 11%. The volume is decent. If you take a look at the overall structure of the volume, one of the best days we've had since January, February. So the breakout could lead us to 13. That's my short-term target. SCDG, ever since the IPO days, has been nothing but higher. I'm looking for eventually to get to the high 40s. The short-term support at the spike low here on 37. TXMD broke out today, taking out the April high in a beautiful rising channel, targeting 8 3/4 and then 9.5 3/4. Looking good. VISN, well, a big move today, exploded it on good volume. Today the volume of this stock was the heaviest this year, 826,000. Didn't close great, it got up to 19 87 and closed at 1775. So 2 points off the high, but still closed mid-range up 2 or 12.7%. Let's see if there's a follow-through, but you can see why I made it backed off this resistance zone. Should he get through that, my target's 23.5, 24. WBAI still moving higher after taking out the wedge pattern with a spike here and then consolidating. The stock spiked, falling wedge, and is running up again. My target is near 30 on this one. 20, let's call it 27 and 30. Big move today for WOWO, up 15%. 700,000 shares, the biggest volume since the IPO days, it looks like. And we may see a follow-through, although it did back off the 13 range to close at around 11.99. Still, I'm looking for mid-teens. XNET, another one of those internet media stock. Oh, this is healthcare, excuse me. I was thinking of, this is XENT, not XNET. XNET is up next. XENT broke out of a 3-month consolidation yesterday and followed through with another $53 or 6% today. Volume is strong, still at 1 million. Top of the channel targets for me is around mid-30s. And lastly is XNET, which spiked up, pulled back, held support, and then it's coming on again. Notice the very narrow 5-day consolidation, which is followed by the 2-day move here. I'm looking for a test of 12, 12, 15. And we get through that, we can see 14, 15 zone. And lastly, ZIOP, which is an interesting pattern here. I wanted to show it to you. Only watch this level over 10, 15 with volume would get me back in for a test of 11 and a quarter and then 12. That's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good evening.